CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Danger on duty for Miami police officers. They were searching for a suspect when they suddenly came under fire. CBS News Miami's Peter Dinch has the latest.
This story took a strange turn as Miami police say they were serving a warrant for a convicted felon.
This morning, as the SWAT team was executing the search warrant, one of the homeowners at an adjacent property exited the property and discharged several rounds from a firearm at one of our detectives. Thankfully, the detective fired back. Thankfully, neither the detective nor the homeowner were injured. Our homicide unit and internal affairs sections are investigating. We don't know exactly why the homeowner opened fire, but we don't know if it was a case of misidentification or what his intent was. But right now, there's certainly not enough to believe that it merits criminal charges on the homeowner. They captured him, but they also say a neighbor who opened fire on police was taken to the hospital.
And that was CBS News Miami's Peter Dinch reporting. We're going to have more on this story tonight at 5.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And taking a live look outside, a beautiful day, mainly dry, but there are chances for spotty showers this evening. Let's get right to Next Weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler with all the details. Hey, Cindy.
Hey, and it's a hot day today. High so far 94 degrees as of today. The normal high has now dropped to 90 degrees, so we're kind of gotten on the backside of the heat, the typical heat. We do have a few showers showing up mainly over Palm Beach County, trying to drop to the southwest. We have a little frontal system or boundary trying to move through the area, and that's what's setting off these showers. These are nothing big, and they're moving quite quickly. So Coral Springs picking up some light rain. Down here in Miami-Dade, we had a few showers out in the west in the Everglades. Most of that is now moved off into the west side, but temperature at this point is 93 degrees. Add a little bit of moisture out there, not even in triple digits. Feels like 95, 97 in Homestead. So yes, not quite as sticky as we've seen in the past. So these little showers will continue to develop for the next few hours. So for this evening, mainly over the western areas of Miami-Dade by 7 o'clock, and that'll move out. Should be dry overnight, and then tomorrow we're going to see at least a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms again in the afternoon. But really, we have drier air aloft, so that should limit the amount of showers we see. Same thing going into Saturday. Some pretty big changes, though, will be coming up by next week. So let's see what our rain chances are. Low for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Next week, I think we're going to increase that because we're watching the tropics right now. Systems, the one to watch at Franklin, this one will stay away from the United States, but it's this one out here that has not even developed yet. This is a broad area of low pressure sitting over Central America. However, the Hurricane Center is watching this because there are conditions that are favorable for this to develop into something right now. It's an area to watch, but as it moves northward, strange direction, but being pulled northward into the Gulf of Mexico, this happens to be the European model that does provide us some information that we could see something next week. Overall, bottom line, rain though. A lot more moisture here across South Florida. Too soon to tell exactly what it's going to be. Temperatures in the 90s, increasing rain chances, and next week we'll see quite a bit of rain.
All right. Thank you, Cindy. Lots going on. We know you will keep us posted. Former President Donald Trump is expected to surrender to Georgia authorities later today. It's to face charges of conspiring to undermine the last election. It will be the 4th time since April that Trump has been arrested. CBS News Miami's Christian Benavides joins us live from Atlanta. And Christian, we know that former President Donald Trump has denied the charges against him in Georgia. He says he is the victim of a political witch hunt, but give us sort of a breakdown of what the timeline ahead could look like for him.
The move. As far as the timeline goes, he posted on his social media platform that he anticipates to be arrested at 7:30 p.m. We know that he'll be leaving from New Jersey. He'll be arriving here in Atlanta and eventually making his way here to the Fulton County Jail, which, by the way, is already pretty much under a very strict lockdown. Only emergency vehicles are allowed here in front of the jail. Now, there is a group of supporters. So while the former president said that he'll be here around 7:30, those supporters have been here throughout the day. They're just on the other side of the jail. Officials have sort of put them across the street from where, not from where we're located, but just around the corner from where we're at.
And Christiane, we know that Trump and his 18 co-defendants have until midday tomorrow to turn themselves in. Do you think we could see any other defendants surrendering today?
Yeah, and in fact, we already have Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows. There was some speculation about whether or not he would turn himself in. Remember, he's trying to move this case to the federal court. And he had put in a motion. He wanted to move this to Monday, where he has already a hearing scheduled to figure out whether or not this would be moved to the federal court. But District Attorney Fani Willis and the judge pretty clear that he's going to have to turn himself in, and he already has. He has posted a $100,000 bond. He's currently out. One more thing that I should mention here is that officials have been clear that Mr. Trump is expected to be treated like any other defendant. That means that we are anticipating a booking photo. But ultimately, that will be up to the Secret Service and police here at the Fulton County Jail. Naja?
Well, we will certainly all be watching. Thank you, Christiane, and we look forward to your reports throughout the day here on CBS News Miami.
Our country is in decline. This decline is not inevitable. It's a choice. We need to send Joe Biden back to his basement and reverse.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was one of 8 Republican presidential candidates on the debate stage for the first time. The Republican presidential hopefuls are back on the campaign trail after squaring off in Milwaukee. The debate featured sharp divisions over a range of issues. CBS News Miami's Natalie Brand has the report from the White House.
Things we need to do to fight waste.
Candidates didn't hold back as they tried to stand out among a crowded field of GOP presidential hopefuls in a debate on Fox News Channel.
Now is not the time for on-the-job training. We don't need to bring in a rookie. We don't need to bring in people without experience.
38-year-old entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy drew the most attacks as he staked out views which highlighted divisions within the Republican Party.
I'm the only person on the stage who isn't bought and paid for, so I can say this. The climate change agenda is a hoax. The climate change agenda is a hoax.
The candidates were asked to raise their hands if they believe in man-made climate change.
Is climate change real? Yes, it is.
Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley appeared on CBS Mornings and spoke out against Republicans wanting to cut off support for Ukraine, including former President Donald Trump.
We saw Russia and China hold hands before the Olympics and name themselves unlimited partners. A win for Russia is a win for China.
Trump declined to attend the debate on the eve of turning himself in on charges in Georgia of conspiring to overturn the 2020 election.
Someone's got to stop normalizing this conduct.
CBS News political analyst John Dickerson said despite his absence, it was still a good night for Trump.
There was no challenger that emerged. The field is still roughly sorting itself out. Every day that it sorts itself out, that's better for him.
When asked to raise their hands if they would support Trump as the party's nominee, even if he's convicted, only former governors Chris Christie of New Jersey and Asa Hutchinson of Arkansas said they would not. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The next GOP primary debate is scheduled for a month from now. It is September 27th at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in California. In this week's all-new Miami Proud, meet a group of volunteers who are changing lives. Stay with us. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. As we approach peak hurricane season, you can take advantage of the upcoming sales tax holiday. Starting Saturday, hurricane supplies can be purchased tax-free. Items such as flashlights, batteries, portable radios, and generators are exempt from sales tax. Pet supplies like dry cat or dog food will also be tax-free. The sales tax holiday is from August 26th to September 8th. Now to new penalties for those who break bathroom rules on state college campuses. The Florida Board of Education approved a new rule barring transgender students and staff from using restrooms or changing facilities that do not correspond with their gender that was assigned at birth. Restrictions will also apply to college-run student housing, staff, and faculty. They can be fired after a second offense. State colleges will have the option of providing a single occupancy unisex restroom or changing facilities. This morning, Inter Miami fans have another reason to celebrate. The team faced off with FC Cincinnati for a spot in the final of the U.S. Open Cup. CBS News Miami's Mike Cunha has more on their amazing performance.
Inter Miami's trophy case is on the verge of adding some more hardware. Last night, they clinched a spot in the U.S. Open Cup finale after another win in penalty kicks. Messi and the Herons on the road in Cincinnati and down 2 goals in the second half. But the Leo-to-Leo connection brings them all the way back. Final minute of stoppage time, and Messi delivering a picture-perfect pass to Leandro Campana. The header sends this match to extra time. Inter Miami would actually grab the lead, but Yuya Kubo's strike from just inside the box pushes this to PKs. Tied through the first 4 rounds, and guess who's playing hero once again? Drake Callender going to smother that shot to open the door for Miami. So in comes the kid from the key, Benjamin Kramashi. He's got a knack for these big moments and delivered once again. Inter Miami back to another championship round. That final will be played on September 27th. Meanwhile, Inter Miami returns to MLS play Saturday night when they travel to the Big Apple to take on the New York Red Bulls. Mike Cunha, CBS News, Miami.
The Miami Rescue Mission has been changing lives in our community for more than 100 years. The work inspires volunteers to get involved. CBS News Miami's Chelsea Jones introduces you to an entire family making Miami proud.
Lunch is served to those here at the Miami Rescue Mission, an organization committed to restoration for those experiencing homelessness.
It's much more of a transformative experience. It really takes someone from homeless to potentially employed as opposed to fed for a day or given materials that run out in a week.
Hudson and Luke Elegant started volunteering with their mother Jennifer 15 years ago. Jennifer teaches at Miami-Dade College, and back then she had a standout student that changed her life.
He was a formerly homeless man, former drug addict, who worked through the program at the mission, and not only did they give him food, but they gave him shelter.
His name was Richard Benaby, a Miami Rescue Mission alum. This organization gave him a chance at a better life through housing, education, and rehabilitation. And that's what the Elegants say this place does.
They literally stop homelessness if you want. They get people back on their feet. They save lives. They give you more than food. They give you job skills.
Richard served as this family's guiding light. He passed away recently, but it's the invaluable lessons he taught them that will live on forever.
The vast majority of people have an innate desire to really help people and give back to the communities that they're a part of. And I think it's very difficult to, while that desire is there, it's very difficult to figure out how exactly to do it in a way that will really help.
The Elegants help run an annual Thanksgiving fundraiser that has raised $100,000 to date, which allows the rescue mission to continue helping the homeless of South Florida, like Richard, who changed the Elegants' lives forever.
He became my teacher. He taught me, he got an A in my class, but he's the one who taught me about how great it is here.
I'm Chelsea Jones, CBS News, Miami.
That's the CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami.